Howdy doody, everybody. My name is KevGuuey, and welcome back to Supposedly Wonderful Future. Which isn't really a wonderful future at all. No. Oh, please, enough damage is done for one day. Alright, say what you have to say. Fine, then maybe you can do some actual explaining. Yeah. Well, you already know the premise. At first, there was an old woman diagnosed with a late stage of Alzheimer's disease, and the newest medical advancements that could cure it, but it didn't work. And then it was her desperate daughter who asked the doctors for that last sad bit of help to let her mother go peacefully. Yes, that much she managed to tell me. But even in society where euthanasia is officially allowed, you need to make sure there is no other option left. Physical healing made way for counseling. Different doctors came and tried helping her to cope. Then another specialist arrived to see if she at least possessed mental capacity to choose euthanasia in good conscience. She hadn't, of course. The pressure was becoming too much for the poor woman. Yet the status quo proved impossible to keep as well. She was slipping out of reality along with her mother. The tension had to be released, even if it meant making this decision for them. Yet it's easy to forget what simple, genuine empathy can do. I try to create win-win situations even when win is not an appropriate word. So her mother did have Alzheimer's disease. Yes. She was old. Yes. That means she couldn't afford your immortality? No, maybe she just decided not to do it. Decided not to be immortal? Is that so? I'm sure it's easy to overlook that your renewal is only available to those who can pay for it. Well, what do you want from me? Of course it costs money, and of course it's not that simple. We try to make it as cheap as we can, as accessible in every part of the world as we can. But some people still can't afford that. Well, how much is it? Like $1 billion? Oh, yes, that person over there has $1 billion to do. Oh. Oh, he does? Well, that person behind me doesn't. Oh. Oh, you did make it as cheap. Is it $1 trillion then? I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Then again, some people don't even want it. They shove it back in our face and die with a smile on their lips, pitying us. That not to be immortal. Maybe she was planning to do it later on. The renewal can't make you young again. It can only maintain your age. So as long as you're not too old for the procedure, a couple of years won't make much difference. 63 or 65, it doesn't really matter. Still, the risk probably increases with each passing year. If she went through the renewal as soon as possible, maybe none of this would have happened. That only makes sense in retrospective. There are less known but equally ruthless illnesses that target young people or people in their prime, or accidents that has nothing to do with your age. You can't really predict the killing blow, you just take your chances. And so, humanity gets another way to split into us and them, another way to start hating each other. Segregation. No, that's not how it goes. This dystopia exists only in the minds of those who want to believe in it. I can guarantee that much. I have another question. I have 4 more questions. I still don't understand how surgery could screw up her mind in such a strange way. I'm no neurosurgeon myself, but I'm pretty sure any treatment of Alzheimer's late stages must include some memory-related manipulation because recollection are already affected by the disease. Oh, my memory is getting affected by this game. Some say it's still a volatile process that can, in rare cases, spiral out of control and just unhinge things instead of ordering them. But then again, a human mind always tries to make sense of stuff, even if working with plainly irrational Just her way to deal with it, Michael. When they broke up for good, she started with denial, and then she cemented this denial by thinking that raising kids is someone's cruel joke. Uh-huh. Said some nasty things since then, and it's tempting to hate her, but remember that cruel words often come from those who feel hurt the most. Oh my gosh, so many choices. Oh. Throat is parched. Very bad. From what I could gather, the fact that she hates her son's guts was probably the most consistent thing the doctors heard from her. As for the son, they tried to contact him many times to no avail. I also called him myself, but he just said he doesn't care in the most casual voice possible. I didn't back up right after that, of course, but in the end, my convincing skills were clearly insufficient. What? Great, so it was a coping mechanism. And a very effective one. All her hard work at raising another person amounted to nothing, so she threw away the whole idea and decided that it's a waste of time anyway. She also embraced the promise of scientific immortality. Sadly for her, immortality is still hiding around the corner. Is there anything about that woman's life that doesn't scream drama? Oh my god. There is. She's from a small but wealthy family and they traveled all around the world when she was younger. She had a happy marriage that ended in a divorce, but a surprisingly peaceful let's remain friends divorce. What? Huh? It is very easy to perceive a mixed bag of life as predominantly happy or predominantly sad. I have another question. Sure. The woman said that the surgery had 90% chance of success. Is it for real? Of course, they don't take the numbers off the top of their heads. I'm sure it's as accurate as any calculated probability can be today. Are you sure? There are very precise computer simulations of medical procedures to give you a representative sample even before first volunteers come through your door. It means that 9 out of every 10 patients are cured, nothing less. But that's really unlucky. Oh, that's the 1 out of 10. Mathematically speaking, it has nothing to do with luck. Speaking as a human being though, yeah, it sucks. But our doctors make sure to carry the message across. They will never accept anybody for experimental treatment unless they completely understand the meaning behind the numbers. That woman knew the risks. More fusion-esque, maybe. See? I caught on. Aren't you gonna join me? Maybe we could chat about some less work-related themes. Aren't you gonna join me? You seem pretty intent on following me everywhere so far. Finally, some change of scenery and some rest for you. You know, as the main part of that scenery. Some rest for you, you know, as the main part of that scenery. Yeah, I'm glad you're excited about something at least. On the options you decide to learn more about... Learn more after all. I'll be right here, burning the midnight oil. Just don't run away from your guide. He'll also show where your room is. My room? Shouldn't you drive me to a hotel for the night or something? You have rooms right here. They are hotels. They are hotel rooms for all intents and purposes only. Only you can keep an eye on me 24/7. Yes, also we won't waste time on transportation, so there will be more left for sleep. Are these Life Plus offices? I wander around the rest of the building. Yeah, we're currently at the 29th floor of our corporate headquarters. This is our base of operations for the rest of the project. Here we can just discuss our work in the evening and have briefings in the morning. There will be some of the latter too, I promise. Can I wander around the rest of the building? No, sorry, you only have access to this floor and the floor below, where your room and the cafeteria are. I can just press a different button in the elevator, you know. You certainly can. It will scan your fingerprint, check it with our system for security clearance, and refuse to move. Man, I feel like a prisoner here, doing puzzles. What's with this? Is that what it's meaning? I'm a prisoner here? How do you even have my fingerprints? We took it from an old database, something about a trip to Brazil. It's not easy to exist in the 21st century without leaving your fingers behind. But they said they'd delete them after the visit. I imagine they tried, but you know how hard it is to completely delete something. So I'm safely locked up at all times. Please don't take it the wrong way. Each person you interact with is another chance of affecting this timeline and therefore another set of complex calculations for us. We just have to keep it manageable. What about people at the cafeteria? There's nobody around there at this hour and the service is automated. Actually, the place is hardly used at all. So if I just stay there the whole time and someone comes in, it will mess up the timeline. Yes, let's do it. I don't remember which one of the execs insisted that folks from the top floors need their own place to chow, but clearly it wasn't a very good idea. Yeah, right. Oh, there's also an access point in your room so you can go online if you want, read the news, visit websites. There's one daily newspaper I put in your favorites. It's reasonably good. Better than my convoluted explanation. Chicken chow mein. Save. Chicken chow mein. Yummy, yummy in the tummy. Chicken chow mein. Okay. Okay. Sorry, something happened. Kung Pao potatoes. What? Kung Pao potatoes? I've never heard that before. Egg fried rice with prawns and peas. Ugh, prawns. Thai-style fish cakes with cucumber relish. Ugh, fish. Spare rib soup with watercress and apricot kernels. Ugh, watercress. What's watercress? 11-ounce top sirloin steak with sauteed mushrooms, glazed carrots, onion rings, and curry sauce. Oh my gosh, I want that one. Yes, it's all much better reading than a certain booklet about a certain medicine that's still assaulting your mental well-being somewhere deep inside. You go through the menu 2 more times before pressing the buttons on a place your order terminal setting on some pizza. Pizza? It wasn't even there. The next 30 minutes pass in contemplative chewing as you dine alone in a hall full of unused tables. Upon exiting the cafeteria, you are greeted by the same Life Plus employee who showed you the way here earlier. He gestures towards the passage ahead, inviting you to follow him. Make a feeble attempt at small talk while the two of you walk through empty corridors, but all your questions get deflected with polite suggestions to consult the project manager. Oh, they always do this. They just go, shoo, 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 shoo. And then nothing happens. Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for checking the phone, waiting for a really important call. Small talk. A few minutes later, you open another door and find yourself in a small hotel-type room. This is where you're supposed to rest and sleep before plunging into the unknown again. Where's the interwebs? Oh. That it? Okay. I like how down-to-earth the future of design turned out to be. It's always nice when the future of aesthetics is recognizing the real values in life. Waterfalls and rainbows may be pretty, but they seriously lack nutrition value. Hey, maybe one of my lunches is now hanging out in someone's living room because I used to post a lot of them on Instagram. The people of the future have spoken. They chose simplicity, the people who decorated this room anyway. You think this stuff is paid for by food service distributors? It's a very shrewd form of advertising, making people glance at your products for hours on end. Food for thought. Food thoughts for food. Ah, modern art. The coffee cup is undoubtedly the centerpiece of this composition, capturing the mood of a fulfilling breakfast before a productive and eventful day. However, it is a glass of water that makes this work truly remarkable. A puzzled viewer might ask, why is it standing there? Don't coffee and water both count as drinks in a traditional meal structure and therefore serve roughly the same purpose? Why would you need two different drinks at the same time? Or could it be that the named hero of this work hasn't decided on a beverage yet? Could it be that the glass of water represents a choice? This morning cup looks inviting and alluring, but does your body really need caffeine right now? Is that fleeting surge of energy worth disrupting your inner clock for? The nature spent millions of years perfecting circadian rhythms, and now you're going to mess with it just to feel a bit less sleepy? Holy moly, so much! Perhaps we should learn to listen to our bodies and respect their phases instead of forcing them to keep up with the frantic pace of modern society. Perhaps we should realize that the choices hidden around us, sometimes behind a thing so simple as a glass of water, are more important than we think. Yeah, water is super important. Like now, super important. I'm thirsty. By reading so much. Oh my gosh. This is refreshing in a number of ways. Oh my gosh, finally. Let's check the interwebs. Ooh. This better have some good interweb stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm reading this. The Daily Insight. Rapture, rejection, confusion, and fear. Monday, July 23rd, 2046. The many faces of the century's most remarkable breakthrough. Oh, so much reading. When I was born, the world was a chaotic, volatile, and dangerous place. We were fragile creatures susceptible to abrupt and sudden ending. Accidents happened, diseases emerged, wars struck. Casualty reports filled evening news, and all we could hope for is that our names are not mentioned there anytime soon. Some were lucky, others not so much. Tomorrow was a mystery, fairness, a naive concept. Then I got involved in one of the greatest inventions of humanity, education, and found out that these fragile creatures made some pretty extraordinary things. I fell in love with the math. The world of numbers is fair. Every situation is described with equations, and all equations can be solved. When a system's model is built and all variables are taken into account, an optimal solution can be reached. There is no blind luck in math. No unfair. No unfair? Oh, that's Quantifiable World by Jessica Green. Okay, the Rapture stuff. On a rainy day in November 2031, 20 people walked into a medical facility in Singapore, handpicked by a team of Life Plus scientists from thousands of volunteers who responded to the call. They underwent an experimental procedure that promised something the world had never seen before. 15 years later, none of them has aged a day. 15 years later, they are joined by hundreds of thousands of others who exhibit the same results, while humanity keeps incredulously asking itself the same question: did we just cheat death? 2046 is a special year for SGI Inc., as it marks the quarter of the century since the launch of their core education platform named EduFuture Framework, or EF for short. It managed to transform the face of learning all across the globe and secured a place among the world's largest corporations for its owners. It has also been hailed as the learning revolution's turning point, the first time when the traditional model was truly and successfully challenged to its very core. Early 2010s were characterized by attempts to marry. In local news, the Electric Eye Club in Hong Kong is holding a big retro night this weekend. A popular place of attraction known for its eclectic entertainment, EE decided to put an educational spin on their latest event by digging up exciting yet largely forgotten pastimes dating back to the beginnings of the century. You're looking at the period from 2000 to 2020, says Du Yong, the club's manager. We dubbed it the dawn of the millennium, and we're filling up our place with dozens of activities. People think that entertainment gets obsolete quickly, but... Oh, Are you kidding me? I can read... Oh, gosh. Okay, let's just continue reading this. I messed up then. Oh... Hold on. What was the last thing I read? There's no blind luck in math. No unfair. Okay, there's no blind luck in math. No unfair. Randomness. Only things we are yet to understand and solve. And then it was time to go back. Taking the math you learned in the comfort of a classroom and applying it to the real world is all about limitations. Complexity started to creep in. There were always too many factors, too many unknown variables to model anything with a reasonable precision. Choices were made in the blind, consequences were piling up, and eventually my very ability of independent decision-making started to feel worthless. Chaos triumphed once again. Humanity tried to cope with this predicament for as long as it existed. Some sought supernatural explanations and declared the concept of destiny, claiming that accidents were not accidents but acts of God, a higher power that has a plan and can provide meaning to the pointless events. Others tried to embrace the uncertainty and find beauty in the grand scheme of things. Surely our lives are valuable regardless of how inherently random everything is. They must be. Some succeeded in improving their odds and figuring out how they did so. Perception of the problem was addressed thoroughly. The solution to the problem was nowhere to be seen. Oh! Then something else happened. As the science kept marching on, we realized that maybe we could deal with such complexity after all. In truth, that divide between the classroom and the real world exists only in our minds because life is a system. Everything is a system. Too many variables. Let them come. We could evaluate them one by one, building up the model of our world as we went along and then reusing it by pieces. We had sophisticated algorithms. We had computational power. We had machines that bordered on true intelligence, and slowly but surely we prevailed. The math of causality was cracked. Woo! It didn't happen all of a sudden, of course. One should know that there was no eureka moment, only years of careful and continuous research, and it wasn't 100% complete either. Since science would not be science if it wasn't ready to accept its limitations, but for a mere kid like me who had already forgotten most of our numerical analysis, it sure looked like somebody hit a switch and let the light pour into the room. Suddenly, probabilities became a part of everyday life, just like time displayed on your phone or a number of calories on a pack of that delicious snack. Taking your chances to have a safe ride home or to get stuck in a traffic jam, or even to pick up that pretty girl next door was as mundane as checking your emails. Okay, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pause here, guys. Pause here if you guys want to finish reading this stuff. There's so much stuff. Oh my gosh! You guys can pause it. I'm gonna let you guys see it. But yeah. I'm so exhausted from talking. The talking simulator. Wow, this is a very long article, guys. You guys can definitely read all this. And there's 2 more articles after this. I didn't know it was going to be that long, actually, to be honest. Oh, how's this one? I'm just trying to like read fast and like scrolling down to see if I can get the gist of it. I don't know. Okay. Party, music festival, main stage. And explains. Yeah. Okay. Right, that's it. Holy jamoly. Wait, hold on. So was that the only thing I could do? Oh, come on. Are you serious? That's the only thing I can do? I can't... Oh, my... Thing I could do here. But anyways, I'm going to end the episode here, everybody. We'll see what happens after I go to sleep in the next episode, everybody. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, then please slime that like button and subscribe down below for more awesome videos. Thank you, everybody, for watching this episode. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!